a lack of beers or anything for that matter is the issue. So it's a lack of beers, which is it. Is everyone in?
I am.
Yeah, I think we just need
We're waiting on Jay to get back.
Jay into TaleSpire.
Do I need to call him again?
Maybe.
Waiting on Jay to get back.
I'm assuming you can get to the recap.
No, we've not done it yet because we were waiting for you and then Jay disappeared, so now we're waiting for Jay.
Alright, let me call him.
Okay.
Hello, I'm back.
Okay.
He's back.
Let's do this.
Alright. Bear with me for a couple of minutes just whilst I work my way through. So we began with Johnson sneaking unseen into the library. Standish insanely mocked the door as he hit the metal again and weapon attacked, laughing maniacally at any visible damage. Kairos managed to sneak along the corridor close to Standish, and you ran along to join him. In fact. The cultists notice the door open, but don't see Johnson hiding in plain sight. But they do recognise the passphrase, and so are suspicious. Johnson used an invisible mage push or nudge the scroll on a high shelf onto the floor, and the noise causing the cultists to turn around. The armoured one beginning to move closer to the door to see into the hallway. Unfortunately, you standing right there quite clearly pointed this out. So, you succeeded in spotting the guard first, but he chose to run away, which made him very obvious, bolting like a deer in the headlights. Cultist definitely noticed that, turning to warn the other one. The hooded cultist who was examining scrolls cast detect magic, which revealed that scrolls had been caused to fall by a spell. Standish gets smacked on the head by a falling metal beam, and then yet again heat metal weapon attacks, but it's getting harder every time. You walk slowly back towards the cultist, maintaining eye contact, begins carving the eyes out of corpse on the floor, making threatening gestures all the while. He didn't notice that Kairos was standing right there and saw the whole thing. Kairos peeks around a corner but fails to do it stealthily. Johnson used mage hand to pick up a book, attempting to smack the armoured cultist in the back of the head. He yeets it out the door and then steals it. Cultist doesn't say a thing. Standish continues to struggle. Yu goes in for some casual property damage, attempting to hit a statue and knocks the bottom off its shield. I'm making some noise to draw them away. Draw them this way, he says to Kairos. Kairos moves to join him. That's not a knife. This is a knife. But before he strikes, history check, he recalls the name Chiron and that a similar statue actually gave him a boost of strength. He gives you the pledge to speak to the statue. Kairos hears in his head, welcome, another follower, and feels reinvigorated. You, however, hears an evil voice saying, fool, you belong to me, you will be punished, pest. The statue explodes, knocking you back. Kairos manages to resist. Johnson hears all of this and moves towards the noise and goes to find the others. On a religion check, he understands that you really must have fucked up. He remembers back to the warden all about the soul contract and you was left with them under mysterious circumstances, so perhaps he already has contract with another. Johnson and you have a brief discussion, and you admits to hearing voices, but they aren't that weird. That really doesn't make any of us feel any easier. Kairos admits that he saw you gouging eyeballs out and that was strange. Which Johnson then concludes your soul is owned by a demon. A short argument regarding desecrating corpses and the spoil of war ensues, and you claims our judgment is acceptable because we've also killed people. Johnson makes an insane argument, the result of which is that they both understand each other but also totally lack trust. You, being butthurt that he lost the argument, goes quiet and huffs off. Standish is still going. Kairos, well, what now? Johnson tells him you have to be careful, so Kairos follows him. Johnson sighs to himself and begins to examine the book. It looks like it was redesigned blueprints of the takeover of the castle, and it was mapped out in excruciating detail, and gives some descriptions as to sections in the library to find various other bits of information. You continues to walk away, Kairos following. I'm sorry, I didn't know Chiron would react that way. You harumphs. Johnson casts invisibility, tries to look for things in the library. Standish is slowly destroying the door. He's also slowly going insane. Johnson's rifling through scrolls, looking for information on the seals and door phrases, finds more information. Yu walks past Standish and insults him briefly, then walks away, and Kairos continues to stalk him. Johnson found some dominate persons scrolls. Yu drops to the floor screaming, "No, get out of my head, get out of my head." But whilst he's doing this, he's collecting body parts from corpses and taking fingers. Kairos smacks him in the back of the head, tries to knock some sense into him, intimidating presence, but Yu incredibly manages to beat it. He continues crawling over the corpses, trying to get more bits. Kairos succeeds in grappling him. Standish is fucking still going. Door finally. Johnson. Standish and Kairos begin yapping, but get hit by 2 arrows coming through the door because they didn't consider that there were people standing on the other side. Everybody agrees to go meet Johnson. Johnson does detect magic and speaks to Chiron, who gives him some information about standing in a particular direction and extinguishing the fire. Standish begins slapping you repeatedly, but then almost notices he's about to pass out and stops. Johnson extinguishes the fire with a water skin, and it leaves behind a scroll and it there.
Lovely.
Sorry, that felt like I was talking for a long time.
No,
A lot happened.
That's a good recap because a lot happened that session.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
So yeah, it was a pretty busy set last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Turn order. We got. There it is. It's turn order. And we think it ended with I mean, technically, Johnson, you pulled the spell out, right? And, or rather, it was a scroll or something. And, yeah, it's, Stannis, your turn. Also, did I send you the spell or something? Did I send you the info on the spell? Hello? 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 Great. So, can you guys hear me now? Hello? 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 Hello?
We can't hear you, buddy. No, sorry.
What about... God. What about now? What about now? You guys hear me now? Hello?
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 I think Beard's mic might have died.
What about now?
It's weird as it worked a minute ago because I heard him through the soundboard. So like, huh.
What about now? Hello? What is happening?
Cannot hear you.
Nope.
I thought who coughed then? I thought that sounded like Beard.
Um,
It did.
My shit's broken, man. Hello. Very good. There's input, apparently.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? This thing? Hello? Hello? What the fuck is going on, man? Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. You guys hear me now?
Maybe it's a Windows setting.
Damn. Everything's working.
You don't think it's to do with the voice mode, guys, do you? Because he had his voice mode on, turned it off, and now speaks.
Yeah, I think something like in that whole like system has probably just stopped working and is now stopping his fucking audio coming through.